So there I was, watching Rick Steins India, episode 4, about 30 minutes in, and Rick gets invited to join a panel of top Indian chefs, top men, and judge a curry making competition. And afterwards, he goes along to meet the winning entry, this gentleman in the picture down here somewhere, Mr. Singh, and the old boy shows Rick how to make the curry. Now I'm thinking, hang on, that's a competition winning curry, a competition in India where they invented curry, judged by top men. That should really be a curry worth tasting. So I got my Rick Steins India cookery book, and on page 254, there it is, Mr. Singh's recipe. But there's differences. Come and have a look. There's cardamom seeds in it. Those shouldn't be there. There's a thick Greek style yogurt. That shouldn't be there. There's a single cream. That shouldn't be there. And the garam masala, it's similar, but it's not the same as the spices Mr. Singh uses. There's black pepper in it. There's more cardamom in it. And there's no mace in it. So, no. I'm not happy. Not happy at all. Therefore, I've decided to follow the recipe in the video. Now that means I'll have to work out my own quantities, but I'm pretty sure I can do that. That shouldn't be a problem. So let's get a flame on. Okay, now I will put the exact amounts in the description and probably on the screen, mainly because there's some of them that I haven't worked out yet, to be honest. But let's just have a little look at what we've got. We've got a kilogram of goat meat. That's mutton in India, goat meat in England. Oil, ghee, clarified butter, 2 bowls of onion paste, ginger paste, garlic paste, chopped tomatoes, and then the spices, which are cinnamon, coriander, nutmeg, cumin, cloves, and mace. There we go. Okay, let's start off with a bit of oil. One. There we go. That looks about right. 2 tablespoons. Ghee, clarified butter. Now, normally I would not touch this with a barge pole. It's basically a heart attack in a tin. But you can't praise or criticise a recipe if you don't try and do it properly. So ghee it calls for. Ghee is what we're going to have. That's 3 tablespoons of that, and I reckon that is enough. Yeah, definitely. That is definitely enough. Into that, we're going to put 12 dried chillies. Now, it's an Indian dish, so I've chosen Indian chillies. These are Kashmiri chillies, lovely and fruity and red. And oh, they smell lovely. Oh, blimey. Those smell wonderful. And we are going to give those a fry for a few minutes. I've been frying these for about 5 minutes, I suppose, and the oil has changed colour, and there's quite a lot of seeds in there, which I'm not really going to be able to get out, but I think that's okay. And there we have it. I wonder what it tastes like now. Have those chilies had any effect? Yes, they have, yeah. That oil is now quite spicy and tasting of chilies, which is good. Now, onion paste. These onions were boiled, sorry, these were fried down and blended to make a paste. And I'm going to put, what do we think? To be careful doing that. That was a bit tricky. These onions have been boiled down and blended to make a paste. So we've got some fried onion paste, some boiled onion paste. And I'll tell you how much I used at the end when I weigh what I've got left. I started off with a kilogram bag of onions for each one. And then I peeled them, boiled them down and blended them, which left me with half a kilogram of each kind of paste. Half a kilogram of fried onion paste, half a kilogram of boiled onion paste. And when I weigh it later, I'll be able to put on the screen how much I was actually left with. So I think that looks okay. Perhaps a touch more of each one. A bit more of that. A bit more of that. That was lively when it went in, wasn't it? Well lively. What does this taste like? That's nice. Okay, we've got the onions bubbling again. I gotta say, that looks really ugly at the moment. Not pretty at all. Next, garlic paste. Ginger paste. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. 1.5 tablespoons of ginger paste. 2 tablespoons of garlic paste. That tastes nice. Looks bloody awful. It tastes nice. Okay, goat. 1 kilogram of. Blimey. These are large pieces of goat. Okay. Oh, do you know what? We got quite a bit of heat out of those chilies, even though they were only in there for a few moments. That is quite a busy pot there, isn't it? These have been bubbling for a little while. And here's my first effort with the spices. Now, I'm familiar with all of them apart from Mace, so I'm guessing slightly with that one. And we'll see how we get on with that amount. And I've got to be easy, I think, on the amounts, because I can always add a bit more, but I can't take any out, as I'm sure you appreciate. I would prefer to have the meat off the bone, but apparently the marrow in the bone imparts a silky quality to the sauce. Now, I can't say I like that idea too much, but that's what the recipe says. goat meat on the bone, so that's what we've got. But next time I make it, I might try it off the bone. You know, then you can eat all what you cook then, can't you? Okay. What's next? One more ingredient. And that is the tomatoes. Now, I know exactly what weight of tomatoes I started with. So I'll be able to work it out at the end how much I used. Try that to start with. I'm not used to my dinner rattling. Oh, that's going to be nice. Yeah. That looks bloody awful. I'll tell you what, that is going to taste all right. And I haven't even cooked in the spices yet. But what we need to do now is what's called damming it, where they get flour and water like a bread dough, stick it all around, and look like create a sort of a pressure cooker, I suppose. I've had this cooking now for about, let me think, 45 minutes, something like that. Let's have a little look how we're doing. Oh, that has got more liquidy. Liquidy, is that a word? Oh man, that is lovely. Honestly, I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. Okay, so it's been cooking 45 minutes on low. Let's dam it up. And that's what they call it. Now, I spent 3 years at college studying ceramics. This is just like clay, so I should be really good at this. Let's find out. Actually, this is nothing like clay. This is stretchy. Right, we're dammed now, and it's not falling in the food. I've done a terrible job of that. Bloody awful. There we are. It's damned. Even flour and water with that sauce on tastes lovely. Okay, so there we are. How long we leave that now, I have absolutely no idea. I think I'm going to give it quite a while. Okay, so it's now tomorrow morning, if you understand what I mean. I thought I'd leave the curry overnight, let the spices mature a bit, never hurts, and have some for breakfast. So I've had it warming on the stove here for a little while, and it feels quite warm. So the first thing to do is to get the dough off it. Now, that's probably going to take me a moment, so I'll get back to you shortly. Oh man, that is. Oh no, look at that. Haha. Oh, that smells good. Came off in one go. Look at that. Now, what do we think? Did it stick? Because yesterday, once I put the top on it, obviously you can't stir it. All you can do is move it around the stove and give it a shake occasionally. And it hasn't stuck. You know what? That looks nice. That looks nice. Oh yeah. That looks lovely. A bit of that. Bit of juice. That'll do for a moment. Okay. Is it cooked? That's the first question I want to answer. Is it cooked? What am I doing? Oh yeah, that's cooked. Oh, look at that. That looks delicious. Mm. Oh wow. Mm. That is lovely. Mm. That is really subtle. Very refined, that is. Beautiful. And if I do say so myself, I did a lovely job of blending those spices. Nothing stands out too much. That's worked really well. Mm. I didn't go too mad on the spices. And the reason why I didn't is because of nutmeg. When I see nutmeg on a list of ingredients, that says to me it's supposed to be a very subtle dish, because nutmeg is a very mellow spice and it has the ability to kind of rein the edges off harsher spices. So when I see nutmeg on a list, that gives me a clue that it's supposed to be quite a gentle flavoured meal. That's what I went with, and you know what? It's worked really well. It's lovely. Mm. However, it still does pack a punch, a little bit of one. There was 12 dried Kashmiri chillies I put in there, and they were only in there for about 5 minutes, but they have done their job. I can feel a bit. I can feel the heat, so they have done. They have done what they're supposed to. Um, the cinnamon in there, you can't really taste the cinnamon, but you can taste what it's doing in the background. And it works really well in curry cinnamon, especially with beef as well. And that's doing exactly what it should do. So that is lovely. Mm. It does have a silky texture, a very silky texture. So I suppose that's down to the bone marrow doing what it's supposed to do, but also the onions being blended and the tomatoes being blended. That's got to help with that as well, I would think. What else can I tell you? I want a bit more of the meat. Oh, in fact, you know what? Thanks to Mr. Singh, I think I've managed to recreate a little flavour of the Punjab right here in my shed in England. And I'm really happy about that. Really happy today. Couldn't be happier. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've been entertained. I quite enjoyed doing it. I may do another one. I know it's not the most professional video you'll find on YouTube, but I hope it entertains you. Thanks very much. Spoon for the last bit. I've never had goat before. I like it. It's quite like lamb, to be honest. Quite like lamb. Fantastic.